This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same. It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gonna stop me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Here we go.
Geez, hello everybody, and welcome to another movie review, where today I am reviewing Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm not a huge Godzilla or Kong fan, just kind of how I am. I haven't seen Kong Skull Island, or I haven't seen Godzilla King of Monsters, or even the first Godzilla. I haven't seen any of them. But I don't think you really need to, because there's only little details. The movie's mostly two big creatures fighting. And I was lucky enough to be able to see it, and I am happy that I did. This movie feels like one you need to see in a theater, unless you have a really, really, really good sound system at home, or you don't really care. If you don't really care, then I don't see why going to the theater would matter to you. But, I'm a theater type of person, so I personally would prefer going to the theater over staying home and watching the movie. After the first time I watched it, I could watch it on HBO Max, but I don't know if I want to, if that makes sense. Just because I prefer watching it in the theater. So, yeah. This movie I think I heard complaints about the 2019 Godzilla movie because there was too much story and not enough monster. And I think in this one it's more about the monster than it is about the story. There are some story aspects in the movie, and I feel like some of them are strong, but I don't think it's overbearing. I don't think it, is too much about the story. It's more about the monsters. There is a third kind of monster, and the movie has that line, and it's the line where they say the thing's name, like they say, oh, it's this, and then someone's like, no, it's this. I'm trying to think of a good example from a movie, but I'm having a hard time thinking of it right now. But there's one of those lines where they say the creature's name incorrectly, and then another person corrects them, like the audience doesn't know what the character is or who the character is. And if you're big fans of Godzilla and Kong, I'm sure you can figure out what the creature is, but I won't directly say it, because I don't want to directly say it. But yeah, so that is that. It's not really a whole thing. It really isn't. It's just how it is. It's I mean, I didn't mind the creature. I can't really talk about it. It's also towards the end of the movie, and like this movie, I don't think you can really spoil it. I'm said that about a couple movies recently, but it doesn't have a story really. So all it is about fighting creatures. The creatures fighting, basically, and you really can't spoil that because you have to experience that. Does that make sense? You can't spoil fights. You can't describe the fights in enough detail to be able to spoil the experience if that's what you're going in for. But again, don't go into this movie expecting story. There is no story. There's very, very little story, as a matter of fact. So going into it with story in mind is not going to help you at all. It's going to be very lackluster. There is some story because they do some setup, and I believe that characters did cross over from both Godzilla versus Kong. No, Godzilla, the King of Monsters, and Kong Skull Island came into this one. Some characters will get more screen time than others. It's not a lot of screen time, to be fair. But I mean, you get screen time. So, yeah. So some of the characters get more screen time, but again, they're shoving two movies together, and that's basically Godzilla, King of Monsters, and Kong Skull Island into one movie, which this movie's both sequels to both of those. And they're shoving it all into one movie. That's about 1:50. So they have to take some corners, but I think they did a pretty good job. Now, again, if you think that the movie's bad, don't spoil it, but let me know why in the comments. I'll mark this as not kid friendly, so the comments will be active. But I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the movie. It was fun. It was entertaining, and it was action heavy. Yeah, it's basically it. I mean, you can't really describe a movie like this with too many words. They go to some place which apparently was talked about in other movies. I'm guessing Godzilla, King of Monsters. I guess it was in that movie. Because there's a fine separation line where you can kind of separate things, or maybe it was the first Godzilla movie. Maybe. I don't know. Me no know at all. But so anyway, yeah, it's an interesting movie, fun movie, entertaining. I don't think you'd be disappointed if you like the other ones. You probably honestly like it more. But again, there's just not too... Sorry, I'm trying not to get other sounds on the recording because I have my sign-off saying I'm recording. Yay. Anyway, it's entertaining. I know you guys can't hear things all the time, but I don't want to take the risk because, especially with these, I don't edit these as much as I edit like gaming videos because it's just me talking for 13 minutes to 30 minutes sometimes, and I don't particularly like to edit those in great detail just because there's not really a point. But anyway, it's fun, it's entertaining. There is some kind of good, I don't want to say moral questions in the movie, but there could be, like, which is one of the monsters really bad, or is this monster just really, I don't want to say misunderstood, but for this particular movie's sake, misunderstood. Because also, like, I was watching, I was like, and I don't want to say what type of movie it is, what I was thinking, but I was like, oh, is it going to be this type of movie? And I was thinking, particular plot points of what was going to happen. And not like gigantic plot points, but like an overall arcing story. I don't really want to say it because that will spoil the movie, in the sense of it. And I was right when I thought it. It didn't ruin the movie for me, but all I'll say is the title can be a tad bit misleading. And the one will fall on one of the posters, which I don't even know if I will get on here, could also be a little bit misleading. I'm not going to say too much. That's just what that is, though. But I'm not gonna go in and get all crazy with that, because I don't want to. It's not what what I want to do. So, but anyway. Sorry. So, it's enjoyable. If you enjoyed the other movies from the series, I'm sure this one's better than actually some of the other ones from what I've heard, even. So I'd say give it a shot. I don't know why you wouldn't. Especially if you have HBO Max. You don't want to go to the theater, watch it on HBO Max. But I think that this one does need to be kind of experienced in the theater, especially with the sound that it has. I think that is definitely something that should be kept into account. So, but anyway, again, not much else can really be said about the movie without getting into too much spoilers. Again, I really do respect it for incorporating two stories into one and making it coherent and fluent. So I really appreciate that. And the kid from Deadpool 2, if you've ever seen Deadpool 2, which I have not reviewed on my channel yet, but the kid from Deadpool 2 acts in here. He may have been in Godzilla, King of Monsters. I have not seen that movie yet, but it's on HBO Max, so I'll probably watch it. Plus Kong Skull Island, it may be the original Godzilla. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, so that's just about going to do it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Also, if I missed anything in this review you think I should have talked about the movie without getting into spoiler territory, please leave it in the comments below. Goodbye.